Peace be with you and blessings always. So before I get into the main discussion on this video here, short video I'm going to put out, I'm going to drop this basically random EVP that I caught on my audio device the other evening. I didn't randomly, I knew what I was conscious, I was aware of what I was doing, but I placed it in there to pick up random EVPs if I was possibly be able to capture them, especially. So yeah, I put the audio device, as you know from my other video now, I've got this little audio recorder, and it basically records any sounds and talking to voices to sounds basically, and place it in the bedroom next to my crystal ball. It's a purple glass ball basically with a Pacific kind of energy, and it's obviously, you know, it's got my energy on it. So yeah, I was hoping to capture something through there, and I picked up a few random EVPs, but this one I just want to share with you, and it is really random. Basically what it says is you're boring, get out, or you're boring, get out, jump, get out, or something like that. And so when I actually picked this up, and it's quite clear to pick up as well, so you can't just say it's in your head. When I picked this up, I thought it was a warning, maybe like a warning in advance of something, but maybe, I don't know, maybe it could be, I don't know. I'm always aware and I'm always in tune, so I'm always alert in a way. But if it wasn't a warning, it could have been some kind of experience that some kind of, you know, someone here said in their lifetime, or it could be something meaningful, and it could be symbolic to them, and obviously for some reason they passed it in the audio device. Because you've got to remember, people, when you're recording it, whether you're recording yourself talk or sounds out in the garden, or even a radio station or TV station, or a frequency with no sounds, no voices on it, if whatever kind of frequency, or basically whatever kind of frequency you're recording, you're opening up a portal to the spiritual realm and the energetic realm. So like any kind of energies can attract, basically attach itself to it, and when it attaches itself to it, it drops a message in, or it passes you a message through the portal, through that the electric box, the electric antenna coming from that, or transmitter, whatever it is. Even a transmitter will work, and then they transmit their messages. So that's how it's done. And so yeah, when you open a portal, beware that you can capture a lot of different EVPs, and they do sometimes, it can do to some people scare, or, you know, make them think, you know, why would they say that, because it's making me feel scared and stuff like that. But it's just, you know, it's trying to trigger off something in your head to look into it, research it more than scare you. So basically I'm going to play this and see what you think anyway. Where is it? I think this is it. Yeah, right. Before I play this in 2 seconds, I just want to tell you now that I am recording, obviously in the bedroom, but I'm in, me and my partner are in the living room, and we're watching TV. And I admit now, and I'll tell you now, that the TV station and the show what we was watching was on, and it wasn't muted, it wasn't no sounds, it wasn't turned off, no, you know. So that is another portal that could be possible for that. I don't know, maybe, but it's definitely another portal, because it's an open connection from the source to yourself through your energetic energies. So yeah, I'm going to play this. So yeah, you can hear the TV show in the background, but you can also hear clearly it says boring, get out, jump, get out. And you can hear my girlfriend in the background talking to me, and I don't think you can hear my voice, but you can hear our voices. You know, you can detect the voices and the random noises in the household, or you know, the clunk on your keys or your phone or your cup of tea. Like I have a cup of tea and then my ring's on my finger, and also that makes a noise, and you know you might pick it up in a audio recording, and you might think that's an EVP. So it's like it's a trickery of the mind sometimes, but sometimes you get these clear, crystal clear messages, and then you obviously pick them up like as I have, and you know you start questioning everything and anything under the sun, as I do. You know, philosophers do. They always question stuff to gain knowledge, you know, and to share it with the rest of the world, I suppose. So listen to this one again. I don't know why this will come up anyway, because as some people are aware that we did have a fire nearby to the flat, and I pulled it out with my hands a bit stupidly, as a human would think, but it was quite brave, and not just brave, but it was more like I didn't really care. Well, first, before I go into this again, I'm going to tell you that it was just a gut feeling that something was wrong outside, so I just went to the door, and well, I was exposed to this fire basically, and I tried pulling it out with my hands and my feet. A bit stupid at the time, but you know, quick thinking to me, and I'm not scared of anything physically or mentally, I suppose. So I just put my legs on the floor, kicked out, got my hands burnt, 3rd degree burn, and that's all a lesson in some kind of messed up. Some would perceive it as messed up, but it's some kind of learned some kind of lesson in that. You know what I mean? And my hands are healed, as you can see, back to perfect. And so yeah, when it says you're basically, what does it say? It says boring, get out. I don't know what it would say boring, but when it says jump, get out, that's when it sometimes feels, or it senses that it was trying to tell me to get out of the place one, but you know, we wouldn't have jumped out the window anyway, and we would have easily got out of the block of flats. So I don't know why this will come up, you know. So you always question it and stuff like that. It don't really matter to me. I'm just sharing what I've captured, you know. It don't bug my head. It's not a thing every day I'm thinking about, you know. It's just a little random thing, but it just makes you question, and it makes you think. You know, if this, right, say we're going to say this ain't spirits, say this ain't loved ones, or this ain't, you know, other people from other intelligent life forms. Let's just say life forms. Let's just say it's not that, yeah, and let's just knock that out the question or the answer even. So what we've got to go on is basically, it could be a random coincidence that it was picked up from someone talking from the flat next to me, or because we're close by. You know, a lot of people would say, yeah, but this and that and that and this and that, but there's no question about it. It is some kind of other intelligence, some kind of life form out there that can communicate through electric, through energy, and through subconscious thoughts, subconscious, like meditation. They communicate through that. Bit random, I know, but you're gonna take it like I have, and we'll just leave it. That's that after, and then I'll get into what I've just picked up not too long ago actually, and it's quite interesting. So just listen to this quickly. What do you think? I'd like to know. See? I can hear the background of it. When you really get into the like audio program, you pick that up, and you put that on the audio program, and you can actually hear every sound, and you can hear every possibility what it could be. And once you know, like I said, you start researching and you start investigating the sounds and the differences, you know for a fact it's some kind of something else out there, passing you through these messages for some kind of reason. Whether it's a message I've got to pass on to someone, I don't know. I've got no idea at the moment, or awareness at the moment. So yeah, enough of that one. This is the interesting bit. Right. I don't know how many minutes I've spent chatting about that. 9 minutes. Jesus Christ, I've got to be quicker. Right. Basically, as some people know, where I'm located in Kent, especially in Folkestone, I am located basically under a ley line. A ley line is basically portals or a circuit of energy, and then the energy of that circuit energy is basically got different corners, and them corners of electric is basically portals where they could be opened up, and usually you would find these places or locations even would be some kind of historical place somewhere where it's like really high vibrations, and so basically we're aware of this now, like me and a couple of friends, close friends, that we've been discussing about the ley lines and how we were connected, right? So, and also I've been investigating the EVPs, as you know. I've been trying to communicate with a particular spirit. I don't know his name. I think I know his name, but I'm not too sure. I'm not going to share that just yet, in case I'm not right, and I don't want to be right because wrong, because it annoys me when I get things wrong. So, so anyway, but basically, what I do know about this spirit, it's not his name, but I know he was a part of the artillery army that was located here, specifically where I'm located in Folkestone. That's back behind near the graveyard in Folkestone. And basically, yeah, this in the 12th, 13th century, so on. This was an artillery army barracks base where they kept all the explosives, guns, weapons for battle, you know, and all the army equipment basically, and all the machineries and stuff. So that's what I gathered, because the reason why I thought that is because I was recording an EVP session, and some marching boots came in, and at first I thought the marching boots that I did capture was something else, another sounds, but then I realised it wasn't even that sounds, because it's just too not so much like each other. It's too different, and so when I got that one out, and I knew it was definitely another kind of intelligence force. So basically, I went on. It's someone from the artillery army. It's got to be the army boots. That's what I thought. The first thing I thought. I didn't know anything about the artillery actually being located until the night before, or on that night when I heard the marching boots. I started researching about this specific area of Folkestone, and then I started learning about the artillery army as well as all the other stuff that goes on and went on in Folkestone back in the time. And so I picked up today, recording the way, and I picked up what's the sound? What's he say or something? I think he just says something about yes, like he's just confirming that the ley lines are actually present where we are, where I am, and between East Kent and down to Little Stone, up to Stonehenge, and back down, and base to the other side, and basically to east. And basically what it is a pyramid or triangle symbol, as well as the ley lines. So that's quite symbolic to a lot of other people as well. And so here's the EVP which I captured. I'm going to play two different examples. One I'm going to play straight off the audio program, and straight off the laptop through a thingy. So here we go. Before I actually play the EVP in Pacific, I'm going to play the actual 2 minute, well, not even that, few seconds before the EVP shows up. I'm going to be talking for a few seconds to Spirit, and then you'll hear me also talking, but just them quickly getting that EVP clip in before you know, like so it's clear to hear, and you can hear clearly what it says. So I'm going to play this in there.
Ley lines here specifically, and if you can possibly tell me how I can use this ley line to my advantage for my higher self to reach awareness.
Did you hear that?
Vibrations.
No?
Because I'm sure there's a
It's quite quick.
That's
what I've been thinking. Right, I'll get it up properly in a minute. But see that? Hear that? No, a minute, what's that?
Ley lines here specifically.
Stop. Right. Right. Basically, it says what. Now I remember what it says. Basically, what it says is that's true, or it's true. But I swear, it's in my head. It says that's true, and if someone thinks it, someone says something else, then please tell me. But I think it's basically saying that's true, as in that's true. The ley lines are here. That it's true that what I'm saying is true. And these is how EVPs work. I'm gathering as well. Because I'm a good analyzer, as in analyze. I'm like, my mind is like an audio program editor, stuff like that, and I can, you know, just think it like that, and then you'll know how it works. And basically, I'm getting a little confused here, but listen to this anyway. It's quite where is it? A bit slow. Right, after I go in the audio clip that I obviously captured, and then obviously didn't take me out, but I kept that in because I want to let you know that, and you know, let you be aware that it is actually me talking, as you heard, but this is me saying like the last thing will come out of my mouth is like the end of the word was and then straight after I spoke, the spirit basically came in quickly and let free the information of that's true. You know, there was basically there is ley lines here, and it's true what I've just said in the audio clip. I should rewind the thing and then you can hear. But basically, I'm asking spirit: is it true, or am I right, or am I correct in saying there is specifically ley lines between this area, that area, and that is what I call that's true. So that's what I wanted to share with you, really. But it's just interesting how these EVPs work, or like, you know, like spirits from, well, not even spirits, but like, you know, like messages from other electronical devices can even project, or you know, like put messages in your head, because maybe I'm perceiving one thing, but you might perceive another. So that's what I'd like to know, if, or you know, that's what I'd like to keep up to date with the followers, my friends and my followers who, you know, who listen to these videos and audio clips, because I like for confirmation, and so you know as well, I think, so you know you're right and what you're going on, you know, your gut feeling is right, and you'll know what's right and you know what's wrong. Because some people go for gut feeling and they think it's gut feeling, but actually it's not right. It's not gut feeling. It's all about the reality they're created with the process. You know, whatever food or whatever diet you take in is what you're projecting. That's your perception of reality. So like, you know, if you eat junk food 24/7, your life is junk. That's all you're going to see. You're only going to see life go down the pan. And and then when people eat healthy, they, you know, their awareness expanded, and, or you know, start drinking urine for 8 months like I did, and then you feel like you're like everyone is crazy and you're just a normal sane one. And in fact, when I go around telling people what I've done, they say that I'm crazy. Well, you try it for 8 months and get back to me, but make sure you take the dandelion route, because I didn't, and I learned from that. But I'm telling you now, just because I'm sharing what I've learned, I'm sharing with you, so you don't have to learn the same thing, I suppose, because that's what I've learned. I've learned a lot of things, and I didn't think I would actually achieve to learn all this stuff. And it's not actually reading books and stuff, it's mostly thinking, and that thinking is meditating. And that's why people, well, teachers, they're not aware of this, but teachers are programmed to tell the pupils off for looking out in the window, or because they're thinking they've been distracted apparently from being taught in school, and they get told off, like I used to all the time. I used to stare out the window side, and I used to get told off for thinking, stuff like that. And you know, thinking is a powerful, dangerous tool if you use it the wrong way. And if you use it in the right way, It can be incredible. It could be a miracle what you can do and established with what you've been brought into this world with. It's not the actual physical self that you know what create. It's not the physical self that manages to do this spiritual development. It's the thinking. It's the electrical waves that you're putting into your consciousness, your awareness, your environment, basically. So yeah, if you've got a mobile phone, try not to have it too much with you, like you know, like beside you 24/7, or being on the phone 24/7, because as you heard on my website or video, you must have heard by now that I've talked about mobile phones. You connect them up to your ears and your hair as well. You could think it like that, but your head and your ear, and basically what that is that chakra will be getting damaged with low vibrations through the phone, and through that device and the low vibrations, it's damaging people's spirituality, and that spirituality is your reality picking up or perceiving spirits. And if you don't perceive spirits in any shape or form, like as in no kind of sense at all, you don't see them, you don't think, you don't feel them, you don't sense them. And if you don't, that's why you're not spiritual. You don't perceive spirituality. And it's really, really hard to get it perfect. No one can get perfect, but I mean perfectly balanced. No one can really do that unless they go to a nice country, a nice destination, a location where it's toxic free, and it's really rare to get any toxic free destination at the moment, as the everything's going crazy in the world. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now, because it's quite interesting to what you pick up, and as in what you hear back from the audio, because it makes you think and question the world about everything and anything. And if it hasn't already, it certainly will when you listen to that talk EVP 2 video, where I've got the audio device playing, recording my last YouTube video when I was saying that healing, and when I said namaste to you, to the viewers, my spirit guide, basically when I came out of that channeling, he basically said namaste back to me, but the voice, or I don't know what the right word is, but the right thing, like the right projection that he put out and I perceived, it was more like a computer / robot voice, and it's basically saying namaste to me. It sounded like someone typed it up on the computer and played it, and I swear to God, if there is a professional EVP analyst, and I'll go into contract so I am aware, and I know that you're not gonna start sharing and start or selling my stuff, because if it is real, I want to expose this, and I want to bring full like light and awareness on this communication, and I'll promise to the world every day from now, to my time comes when I pass in spirit myself, I will travel the world. I'll travel as much as I can to share this knowledge about the communication through spirit and through electrics towards us, and that's how we what is our environment is our reality, basically, and our and what we project and what we perceive and what we attract as well. That's more important. Before I go, I think I should tell you, like, if you're not aware, I'm sure most of you are right now, that what your intentions are, where the intentions go, the energy flows as well. Good saying. Basically, yeah, if you've got a lot of electrical equipment around you, and I mostly have, because my laptop, audio device, and kettle, etc. Even though that may be around my environment, I don't always reject it. I don't always perceive that them energies. So them energies don't attract my light, my high vibrations. That's why I don't connect into them like a cloud. I don't get a static shock too quick. It will happen, but it'll happen in general because I don't perceive them. Obviously they're there, but to me I don't perceive them. So it's always I don't manifest. So when I do pick up these EVPs, I do know they're legit, and I know they're real, and that's why I keep on going on about them, because they're too real not to be exposed, or not. They're too real not to be shared. Even if it's a silly comment, phrase, message, or if it's a name of words, or electrical slash computerized voice, and it's given to me over the audio device. All I know is I've never manifested anything like that, because I've never known anything about it or been aware, never been told about it until about 6 months ago, and I started getting into ghost adventures and then what they're all about and EVPs, and I've never really got into it until now and then. So I know where I'm going and what I'm doing, but all I know is you're gonna get random stuff out of me in the next year, within the next year, and from now till then, because I'm going through this. Obviously, everyone's going through it, awakening, but I'm going through this awakening where everything is getting downloaded at the moment, and it's really hard to get out. I've been going through this obviously for a process of bloody good 6 months or so, good 8 months, and I've been gagging to be getting on the internet, sharing my love, sharing what I've picked up, my knowledge, but it's not always easily done like that. Because once you understood, you got to understand the knowledge before you can, share it with the world. And once you do, and you've understood it, especially when you've been labelled autistic, especially when you're being labelled Asperger's, especially when you've been categorised as no one worth living, or as some people do, when they anyway. So whatever you, it's all about manifestation as well, but that the electrical devices and energies that you pick up, they can also manifest your reality as well, and that's why you've got to keep protected. That's why you've got to keep grounded, and it's really hard. The reasons why it's really hard is because my head just keeps going and going and going and going till I'm sleeping, till I'm gone, till I wake. And even in my sleep, I'm not fifthly. I can't, I'm not good with my clairvoyance, but with my sense and with my feelings, I'm really spot on. And it's not like I even remember them sometimes, but in the dreams, it feels like I don't sleep, so I know something's going on in my sleep as well. So I don't really get much sleep as well. So, and I try and protect myself. Obviously I am, and I'll try and ground myself as much as I can, but it's really hard. So that's why you're going to get random bits and bobs here and there from me. But I'll try and promise you I'll keep it not sweet and short, because I'll be probably doing longer videos. But I'll try and get to the point more quicker, if you know what I mean, because it's obviously important to get it out, but it's more, sometimes it's complicated for people to understand it. But I believe if I can understand it, eventually everyone else will understand it. It's not about believing in what I'm perceiving or believing in my opinion. It's about meeting in the halfway. Go out, do your research on the internet, do your research in meditation, and go to the records. I can't pronounce the word, the Alaska records or something. Do your research, investigations. Do what I've done for the last 3 years, and you'll know. Not just the secret societies and the secrets and stuff to expose in that department of being a philosopher or being a conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to call it, or just being a person who wants to share knowledge. But You know what I'm getting at now. I'm getting distracted now, but you know what I'm getting at anyway, don't you? So, and there's another. I think I'll just play another one actually before I go. Basically, it's from today, I think. Yeah, this one's from the start. I don't know if it's when I've played already. Don't think it is. 3 seconds.
Artillery army. Artillery
So
army.
basically here, I can't obviously.
Artillery army.
I can't. I'm not good with English. Even though I'm English, I'm shit with English. But I'm pronouncing words. But as you heard in there, I couldn't pronounce artillery. I can now. And when I said artillery, I said it in the wrong pronunciation. And so you hear me say it wrong, and then you hear me right. Before I say it wrong, a spirit comes in and it says something, and I can't capture exactly what it says. So it's too quick.
Artillery
In that 1 second. I think it's saying yes or something like that, but sometimes it's not that important to you know, like worry about and or whatever. And before I go, another quick one, I think. This was from not last. I think it's from last one on there. No, this was from 4 days ago. Yeah, this one was from 4 days ago. And basically, this one I feel and I sense very possible this could be what I think it is. And if it is, it's a reptilian or reptile alien / humanoid speaking in the reptilian language. If it is, and it is possible, because everything's possible, but if it's possible, this one could, or it could be another sound. That's what I meant, which I don't think it was another sound, because nothing really sounds like this. I've named this in my flat, so listen to this anyway. Look, it's like in this tongue form. My teeth in the background and me breathing. You hear that? It's like blip, blip, blip. I can't do it. I'm not a reptile. If you actually hear it slower on the actual audio device, not audio device, on the program, the editor, you can actually hear the thing, and you actually hear it, and in your head all you get is well, I do get a reptile licking, not licking, but like sticking its tongue out when it's doing this. And I thought, well, it's definitely a reptile like talking. But this one is a strange one. It's quite clear, I feel, but it don't make sense, and I'll tell you what it says after. You tell me anyway. And someone said to me it's a TV, and I don't think it is. I don't think I had the TV at that time. Or as I'm recording this video, I just heard that, and it said, I feel it's, that's what I mean about trick of the mind, but I thought it said sensibly, and then it sounded like sensibility, like I've got sensibility, I've got ability to sense spirits. I don't know, maybe that is the word. I've just played it back as I'm recording this video you're hearing and watching now, and that's what it sounds to me. But then I've saved it under the date and the 2 words nonsense empathy, and I thought, don't make sense, in our world, in our perception of sense, but in some kind of way or some kind of aspect, it must do. So I'm thinking it could mean nonsense empathy, as in no sense, empathy as in empathy as no sense. And then I thought, why would they drop a random that words to me or whatever in the audio device? And I still question it, and I'm still wondering as well. But it also says, or it feels it says sensibility, or here again anyway. It says sensibility or nonsense celebrity. Nonsense celebrity. Nonsense ability. Nonsense. That's quite clear, isn't it? Can't argue with that. Nonsense disability. No. Nonsense, and then it goes this. It also sounds like nonsense telepathy. I don't know, some random words, man. This is what I mean. When you start recording a blank, how can I put it, a blank environment, that's more like to put it, there's always, no matter what other, if you put no electrical devices on at all except for that audio device, that portal you're opening up in this room when you're recording, I turn the fridge off when I record because it makes quite a noise, and I usually turn the laptop off if I really want to get an accurate reading, because the machine is old and you can hear the battery going, so it needs a fan on, blah blah blah. So yeah, if you turn off all the electrics but have the audio device recording, that is, believe me or not, I'm just showing you what I know from them, is that what they're telling me is that it's a portal, and in your environment, whatever you're connected to, as in i.e. phones or electrical devices, stuff like that, you're going to bring into your reality, as in your conscious reality anyway, or your subconscious reality, your thoughts. It's going to all flood in good, bad, good, whatever. Yeah, demonic, angelic, and stuff like that. So just be aware about what's putting in your environment. And I've got to shoot.